Good evening, everyone. So, as promised and as requested, tonight I thought we would do an updated house tour because we haven't done one of these in well over a year now. I think the last house tour we did, we'd only been living here for like 5 or 6 months. And a lot has changed around here. A lot has stayed the same, but a lot has changed, especially now that we have a dog. We've had to make accommodations for him. So, let's begin here in the living room.
At the wall.
Yeah. So here's our little entranceway. When you first walk in, I guess some people may consider this like a mud room, except it's not actually a room. We got our key holder here, which is of course a bat, and my keychain, which is of course a bat, and Home Sweet Haunted Home, which of course has a bat. We got like this little shelf up here. These pictures were given to us for Christmas 2 years ago, I think, from one of my aunts. She had this like calligraphy handwritten sign made, and then this old picture of us. I think that was like, oh, there's the date right there. That was Christmas of 2018. My hair was looking real bad in that picture. So yeah, that's our little entranceway, also with our shoe rack and everything.
Also a reminder to take your medicine.
Yeah. The reminders for me to take my medicine every day. And this was a little love note that Emily left me one day, and it's just always stayed there. So then when you come in, you have the living room here, but before we get to that, we also have like this little, I guess you could call this like our little downstairs home office computer area or something. This is where we like do bill payments or talking with our wedding planner, stuff like that. And it's also where Emily spends many hours playing The Sims. And as you can see, it's obviously decorated with a bunch of Halloween stuff. We've got, of course, bats flying by the moon. You can't go 2 feet in this house without seeing more bats. There's this cool wreath over here that Emily actually made a couple years ago.
Made out of tulle.
Yeah, it's a black tulle wreath.
Actually, the skull leaked, but that's okay. Well, the rain actually rained on it and it made it bleed, and actually it's kind of cool that way.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but it is cool. So then when you're looking at the desk area itself, I have this little vinyl record player that I bought way back before I knew anything about records or record players, and I had no idea that this player is total garbage and it destroys records. So it never gets used. It just sits here and looks nice with a Disneyland chilling, thrilling sounds of the haunted house record. And then over there is a Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack that just kind of stays on display there. I think I actually made a separate video about that way back whenever I got that. And then you see the desk itself, more Halloween stuff. We have our Pride flag over there. Today is actually the first day of Pride Month, but we actually leave that up year round just to show our support. Over here we have this cool lamp that my parents got me for my birthday this past year. Skeleton in a coffin. It's pretty awesome. Next to that is our Amazon Alexa, which we use for our smart home capabilities. And then down here, this is actually a concrete skull that another friend of mine made me for my birthday this year. She made the mold, poured the concrete and everything. It's a bit dusty. It always leaves dust on the desk, but that's okay. Then over here we have our bookcase, which has a bunch of little different knick-knack things on it. I may not go through every single individual item, but we have our printer, my small vinyl collection. These shelves are filled with some little knick-knack decorative things that have been given to us by friends and families over the years. A couple of interesting ones to note. These are some glasses that came from Japan. A friend of mine and his wife went to Japan last summer and brought those back for us. They're super cool. We got this cool dragon knife that I got as a Christmas gift from my dad one year. This is a Crystal Skull bottle of vodka that was given to me for my birthday this past year, but unfortunately, due to my cancer treatments, I cannot enjoy any of that, so it just stays here and looks nice on the shelf. These are a couple of things that Emilee's parents brought us from a trip to Arizona last year that they took. A little miniature version of the Mount Rushmore. And this, I feel terrible. Neither one of us can remember the exact story behind this, but yeah, so it has like these two little drinking spouts, and it's supposed to symbolize the unity of husband and wife drinking out of each side of the little pot.
Let's try it.
I don't know how well this is gonna go.
I don't want to get lipstick.
I feel really bad that I can't remember the exact story behind that. Ugh.
Oh look, there's a picture of us kissing. There's us being awkward.
A photo album from...
I remember that.
This was like way back when we first started dating. We look super young in these pictures.
Look at our awkward photo shoot.
So dorky.
I won that paint war.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so weird you look so young.
We both look young.
Kissing photos. What was our first Halloween?
Yep, that was our first Halloween together. We were vampires.
You look drunk.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know you weren't though. You were excited to eat cake. And there's the weird photo of us at Myrtle Beach.
That was us in a funhouse mirror, and we looked very long. And me posing in front of the Hard Rock Cafe, which no longer exists.
Yeah, I don't know why they took it down. There's you playing putt-putt. We both really suck at that, but it's fun anyway.
I think I made a vlog that day.
I think it was one of my birthdays that we went there. Is your favorite Halloween, or at least my favorite Halloween picture of us?
Yeah.
Arms cut off, but that's okay. Can't tell what some of those are. Okay.
That is a great picture. I really like that one. Our first trip to Universal, which...
You can't even see, you're so dark.
Yeah, which became a almost yearly tradition for us.
There is the cool dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's when we went to the Slipknot concert.
We should have this at our wedding. Keep it in the photo book because it's really dorky. That's okay. And those are... I want to take them out. Hold on. Oh, look at us kissing again.
I don't remember where this photo booth was at.
Oh.
Our first photo booth.
Pies?
Pics.
Oh. Can't read my own handwriting. Oh, that's cool, yeah. I showed this too.
Oh yeah. So, I don't know if I've ever actually told the story of how we met. Here's the quick version of it. So, the first time we ever met was at a Marilyn Manson concert in Myrtle Beach. I was there with someone else. She was there with someone else. It turned out that my friend and her friend knew each other. So after the show, well actually before and after the show, our friends wanted to meet up with each other. So then by extension, her and I met for the first time. And we didn't necessarily hit it off.
Well, I don't remember seeing the first time. I was just antsy because that was my first concert. And I was like, come on, let's start.
Yeah, because we ended up going to this bar afterwards. And you told me that I seemed very stuck up.
Yeah, you seemed stuck up. You're like, come on, we'll talk to you. It's cute. Like, I sat in the booth next to you. We were waiting for someone. You were just like, can these random people just go away?
So we didn't hit it off right away. But then, fast forward a couple months, we ended up getting matched on, it was Plenty of Fish, right?
No, it was OK Cupid. I only did it because I thought it'd be funny at the time with someone I was doing it with, just to see if we're compatible.
Yeah.
And then you showed up.
So we got matched on OK Cupid, started talking, and you were the first one to mention that I looked familiar.
I said you look like someone at Olive Garden.
Yeah, you were like, are you a waiter at Olive Garden? I was like,
oh.
Nope, definitely not. And then after talking a little bit more, we found out that we had already met after the Marilyn Manson concert. But all that to say, the last few pages in that book are printouts of our message conversation on OK Cupid, which I'm not gonna show on camera because very cheesy personal type stuff. And then
I think that's the ticket from the Marilyn Manson concert too.
Yeah, that's
Is that your ticket?
No, because I always did my tickets online, so that was definitely your ticket from the Marilyn Manson concert.
I didn't realize I saved it. Cool. Yeah. That was the same night I got punched in the eye. I had like a green vein in my eye for a while, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily like believe in fate or anything, but if there was ever a good argument for fate, I think that'd be it.
No, that's sweet.
So, anyway, back to the shelf. If you go down here, there's a couple other like little knickknacks, gifts from people. This house is pretty much full of bats and dragons because my favorite animal is bats and Emilee's favorite animal is dragons. So, you'll see those everywhere. And then coming down to the very bottom shelf, I'll let you talk about these if you want to.
This was for Valentine's that I gave you. I'm sure everybody sees that in Walmart.
Make a good combo. Is this,
I guess it's okay.
we're gonna let everybody read our love notes to each other.
That's fine, whatever. He's wanting in the background.
Thor, I know, buddy, you don't want to be in there. We'll let you out soon, I promise. We're just trying to make a video.
So, all these cards are sent to me by my best friend, Morgan. Looks like an angry Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
Somebody
she
will-
lives in
Virginia.
Virginia, so.
And I know she watches sometimes, so she'll be like, "Oh my god, don't you open those cards." That's what she would say. I think that one, I think the mailman got hungry and ate a piece of it off. That was a Valentine's card. This one, I think that was pretty for about a year.
Well, it's kind of cool though that the two of y'all like still send cards and stuff to each other because not many people do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's cool that y'all like keep in touch in a old school sort of way. And then the only other things really over here are up there's a little bit of a Marvel Cinematic Universe display because that's my favorite non-horror film series. I've got the Infinity Gauntlet, which is very appropriately right next to the moon. If you've seen Infinity War, you know the significance of that. Little Thanos pop vinyl bobblehead and poster back there. Just cool little stuff like that. And the very last thing is my old guitar that, no, I do not play it. So, don't ask. I bought that several years back because I thought I was gonna learn and I didn't learn. So, moving on from there, we switch over to the other side, which is our actual living room area, which is very, very homey. The first thing to point out, I guess, is our black accent wall in here. Which, side note, something I think is super funny is I got a comment on my vlog from yesterday that said, I never thought that a house with black walls and black furniture would look so homey. And it's funny because our real estate agent, back whenever we were buying this place, we were telling him about our plans for like the black wall and stuff. And the look that man gave me when I said I was painting the walls black. And then after we had moved in for a couple months, he actually came over to visit, and he saw it and he was like, wow, I'm impressed. I did not think black walls would look that nice. So yeah, I guess there's not really too much to say about the living room. I mean, it's a typical living room. We have our couch, which we actually kind of have just dressed up right now for the video. Normally we have to keep a very ugly blanket over it so that Thor doesn't get it super dirty. That's only temporary though. Once he gets older and he's not quite so wild, we can put our couch back to normal. But actually, you know what? I'm not even getting a very good look at it. Let me come around here.
Are you saying about couch?
So that I can see the beautiful couch and the beautiful person on the couch.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We also have Thor's bed here. This is he doesn't really lay on it in the living room too much, but we leave it here for him just in case. And then at night we move it into the kitchen because that's where we keep him at night. We also just have a couple of shelves. This shelf has some board games and magazines and other random stuff. This bowl used to have candy in it all the time. We would leave it out for guests who came over. But these days, we have no guests, but we do have a dog. So now it's full of doggy poop bags for whenever we have to take them out front. We have some other various furniture, like the padump chair. I know that's not what it's called. It's actually called a
Papasan, you just can't pronounce it.
Pompasan chair, but I prefer the word padump chair, so I call it the padump chair. We have our entertainment center over here, which I'm especially, like, this corner of the room, I'm especially proud of, our little, like, entertainment area. I spent so much time with, like, cable management and making sure there weren't cords hanging down from behind the TV and everything. I really like it. We have my PS4, my Nintendo Switch, as well as all of Thor's toys down there in the box. But he has a tendency to chew on the box rather than the toys. So we'll probably need a different solution for that eventually. Over on this side we have, this is the newest addition to the house. I mentioned this the other day. This is what I'm calling the movie corner. And this is actually my backdrop for my new series on this channel called The Movie Corner. And actually, by the time you're watching this vlog, the first episode of The Movie Corner is out. So, you should go check that out, because it's a new series where I'm gonna talk about movies in the corner. And that's why it's called The Movie Corner.
I forgot there were thumb holes in my sweater.
I guess really the only other stuff to point out in here is just our, you know, our various Halloween decorations that you see throughout the whole house, as well as this. This was my quarantine project over the last couple months. It's a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle from the band Ghost. It was a limited edition thing that they sold with some of their VIP packages. Took me a couple months to put that together, but I finished it and I glued it together, and all I need now is a frame, and that'll look pretty cool up on the wall there. I mean, it already does look cool, but once it has a frame, it'll look even cooler. And then I think that kind of does it for the living room. We spend most of our time in this room because it's the living room, and it's where we live in. Next up is our dining room, which there's not too much to say about this.
It used to be clean.
Yeah, our table, the table sometimes looks a lot worse than this. This is one of the better nights of this table. You can see that I was enjoying some popcorn earlier. We have our box of wedding invitations that came in the other day. And also this, our neighbors got this for us yesterday.
I think they painted it, actually.
I'm not 100% sure. I need to ask them. They, yesterday they came over here and they gave this to us, and they were like, "We hope this goes well with all of your Halloween decorations." And yeah, it is. It's hand-painted. I didn't realize that at first when they gave it to me, but yeah, it's hand-painted.
Oh, it's Marilyn Manson is what it stands for now.
But yeah, it's cool. Our neighbors are nice people. We like them. I guess I've pointed this out before, but this is a cool flower arrangement that Emily made. I always thought the stick things that are sticking out are cool. And it complements that picture that I had printed for her a couple years ago really well.
Which also...
Yeah, so this is like a scene from Skyrim with northern lights, and then if you look close enough, you can see a dragon flying in the background.
The light doesn't do the picture justice.
Yeah, it looks a lot better in person. But yeah, like I said, this house, full of bats and dragons.
And also, everybody's got some cool Disney World purse.
I think I included this in the video a couple years ago when we went to Disney. But she got this from it was a gift shop called Memento Mori. It's the Haunted Mansion gift shop at Disney. Yeah, the inside lining here. It's the Haunted Mansion wallpaper. It's really cool. And then just ignore all this. This is like wedding planning stuff. Just, yeah, that's, like I said, this is actually one of the better instances of this table. So now it's time when we can venture on from the living room. We have our staircase, which we will go up in due time. We have this little screen here that pulls in and out, and that's to keep Thor from going upstairs when he's not allowed to. And then unfortunately, he actually figured out that if he like sticks his face under there and pushes up, this whole thing would lift up off the hinges. So I had to zip tie it to the post, which doesn't look very good, but you know, I guess it works. Maybe someday I'll paint the railing black or something and then it'll all blend in. This is also where I keep my hats and my mask for whenever I have to go out to my doctor's appointments. So that way they're right there and I can just grab them on the way out. That's my cold weather hat, which I definitely don't need anytime soon. And then speaking of gates, we have our gate in the kitchen that we use for Thor because we tried crate training and it was a total disaster with him. He hates being in a crate for any length of time. So instead we decided to give him this section of the house, and this is where he goes when he sleeps or when we have to leave. It keeps him safe so that he doesn't get into trouble and hurt himself. And it also keeps our furniture safe so he doesn't destroy our furniture. Obviously, as he gets older and grows out of the puppy stage, we'll be able to let him have more freedom around the house. Eventually we can probably take these down altogether, but not anytime soon. Oh, also, I forgot to mention our storage closet, which I'm not going to open because it's very packed. But that's where we kind of keep like it's where we keep our Halloween decorations. And you might be saying, what do you mean? Your Halloween decorations are everywhere. Yes, we have more that stay inside that closet, as well as like our coats and jackets and stuff like that. And then also just some more wall art. Again, dragons everywhere.
Actually, this is our emergency to-go weapon. If somebody ever busts in the house,
it's our self-defense.
and you're ready to go.
It's our self-defense where you can just like poke them in the side a couple times.
That's pretty sharp. That could hurt somebody.
So now let's venture on into the kitchen. And now Thor, you don't have to be alone anymore. He's sitting on the rug here, but when you walk into the kitchen, you're greeted with the rug that says, "More booze, please." Even though we actually don't drink anymore.
I was gonna say we should just cross it out and say "more treats, please" with a picture of him and dog treats on the side.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, "Hello, I have not been in this video enough today. Please feature me more."
More attention, please. More treats and attention.
So here we have the kitchen. And if you watched the original house tour when we first moved in, we mentioned that we hate this kitchen. We still hate this kitchen because we haven't done anything to this kitchen. This kitchen is still pretty much in the exact same layout and everything as it was when we first moved in. It's got these ugly yellow walls, the ugly countertops, the ugly cabinets. And we've actually been kind of torn over this, or at least I've been torn over this. Originally, I wanted to change out the cabinets, change out the countertops, and make it look a lot nicer. However, we don't plan on living here. We don't plan on living here forever. The original plan when we bought this place was for this to just kind of be like a starter home, you know, live here for like 5-ish years, and then sell it and move into like a much bigger house. And that is still the plan, so it's a matter of, is it really worth the effort to change all that out? And would we get enough of a return on that investment to change it all out? So, not 100% sure if the remodel in here is ever actually going to happen. But the one thing we for sure can do is paint these god-awful walls. We just haven't done it yet. But aside from painting, we have like, you know, tried to decorate it in here some, make it look a little bit nicer. Emily has these cool pepper lights that are over the stove here. Put these shelves on the wall a while back. These are some mugs that we got from Disney World a couple years ago. This is a little Alduin pop figure from Skyrim that I got her. A little mortar and pestle. So little things like that to help make it look not quite as terrible, I suppose. Ignore all of our dishes. Speaking of Disney, looking around, we have up here, those are Emilee's Maleficent horns that she wore to Disney when we dressed as villains. Looking up here, you would think that we're alcoholics, but again, we do not drink anymore. But we do have these. These are popcorn buckets that came from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party a couple years ago at Disney. Some more bottles over here. Emily has some more decorative stuff over here on the wall. Yeah, these like little food tag decoration things. Some pictures of little Khajiit, which I actually want to also put a picture of Thor up there too.
And if you can't pronounce her name, just say baby.
Yeah.
Because she's a baby forever.
Over here in this corner we have our like reminders board. We used to write our work schedules here, but since the world is like in total chaos right now, we don't really work, and so that kind of stays blank. But we have some other reminders there. And that is my certificate that I got when I completed my radiation therapy back in, I think it was like January 17th or something was my last day of radiation therapy. And that was the certificate that I got from that.
And that's Thor's only shirt.
Yeah. Thor's little bandana that he got during one of his grooming sessions. And then Emily is so excited to show you her lighting effects here in the kitchen, other than the pepper lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want the purple out for Valentine's Day, but without the purple, it looks like Hell's Kitchen. It is cool. Actually,
Hell's Kitchen?
I don't know if Hell's Kitchen actually looks like that. Probably not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Eventually, if we ever get these walls painted, this kitchen would look pretty nice despite the ugly cabinets and countertops.
Look, sorry. You see it? Spooky dog and spooky room.
Over here in this corner, that is the laundry room, which we will not go in because it has a bunch of clothes piles in there. That is the pantry, which we will not go in. But this is our guest bathroom.
Someone made this for me. It kind of matches the pin-up-y, almost vintage, unfinished bathroom.
So the theme of this bathroom was Emily's idea. She calls it a like a pin-up theme. It's black and white with like red accents. Like she just said, this is a wreath that a friend of hers made.
Oh la la!
And if you watched the vlogs from back when we first moved in here, you saw me doing these walls. And these walls are one of the most frustrating things that I have ever done in my life, and I will never do it again.
Not even for me?
Nope.
Ouch.
So I'm sorry if we move into another house and you want more stripes, we're hiring somebody to do it because...
But you're the best at it.
It's actually unfinished still. The most recent addition that I did was I added some chair railing around here. I don't think I ever vlogged that before. I can't remember. But the chair railing that like separates the lower third and the upper 2/3 of the wall. I do still have one more step to do in here before it's finished. We want to get some crown molding to go around the top. However, crown molding is another thing that I am like terrible at, and I won't do it. So that is something that we'll have to hire someone to do. I guess I should point this out too, to go with like the pin-up theme. It's a picture that Emily has of Dita Von Teese, printed on a dictionary page. Which, keep that in mind because she has a picture on a dictionary page down here, and I also have one upstairs that you will see here in a few minutes. Yes, I copied you, but it's meant like this to match. Alright, so quick break from the house tour to give Thor his daily feature in the vlog.
Sit. Speak.
Good boy! And he caught it in the air.
Very cute wolf.
Good boy. Good boy.
It's a gang, whatever. Give me trees.
Mhm.
Sit. Put her there. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to show that a couple days ago when we were showing you guys his like tricks and commands that he knows. I showed you that he knows shake, but he also knows if you say put her there, he'll do it too. It's really cute. Hello, future Anthony here. So I severely underestimated how long this video was going to be. We're already at almost 30 minutes and we haven't even gotten upstairs yet. So to prevent this video from being nearly an hour long, I actually decided to split this into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1. Tomorrow I will upload part 2, which will be the entire upstairs tour. So, having said that, to avoid this video being any longer than it needs to be, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.